Hello, hello, hello.
It's an honor, my man.
Oh, thank you.
How you doing?
It's an honor for me to be here with you. I'm doing great.
That's cool. So, I see you're working with Tech 21. You've been working with these guys for a while, right?
A few years, right? Where's
Yeah.
she at? Dale, 2 years, right?
Yeah. So you've got this thing that you've worked on with them called the Ultra Bass 1000.
Yes.
It sounds really impressive.
Yeah.
The Ultra Bass 1000.
Well, I mean, you got to put a good name on it. It's all the hype, but believe the hype, okay?
Believe the
It's
hype.
good to believe the hype.
So tell me a little bit about it.
It's a rig that's centered around this sound that I have. Oh, okay. It's a rig centered around the sound that I created for myself, but you can blend it in to make it sound like the way you want to sound. It's really user friendly for bass players. It has a few unique techniques that aren't in other bass amps. Just some of my secrets that I use, and so we're real excited about it. It seems like everybody that plays through it really likes it, and people are wanting to get it.
I mean, do you go through? Does it go through speakers? You go directly into
speakers are directly. It's made for I call it a sound man's dream. He just can plug into the back of it and he's just turn it up and it works.
I always admire my bass playing friends. I didn't used to because you guys had to lug around SVTs and things like that back in the day. But
I had somebody else do it at that point. No, I lugged one around.
But now you guys are all set up with these little amplifiers and stuff that sound fantastic.
Yeah. Well, we got tired of carrying all that big stuff,
So how did you start working? How did you get hooked up with Tech 21? What was that?
I met Andrew a while ago, years ago actually, and he's done a Sans amp, which is one of the biggest pedals around, and so I've always come by the booth to hang out and talk, and one day he handed me a pedal, and it was similar to my tone, and so I says, well, what did you do? And he says, you want to build an amp? And I go, yeah. So we got together, built an amp, and this is what has happened. We're real excited about it too.
I always say that was always sort of my childhood fantasy, is that one day a company would say, we're going to build you an amp. We're going to build you a guitar. You can do anything.
Are you kidding? It was a dream come true.
It's awesome, right? Fantastic.
No, I'm really, really excited about it. It makes me really happy. The biggest thing about it is I can plug into it and get the sound that I've always wanted all my life, and I've had to use so many other things to get that tone. Gotcha. And it's just a little box. It does it. Yeah. And it's just, for me, that's what I love about it. It's easy. Anyway.
You use it live and in the studio,
always.
Both places?
Yeah. I don't use it. I use it for everything now.
Cool. So you've worked on a bunch of different projects over the last several years.
Yes.
What's new? What's coming out?
Just finished KXM. It'll be out in a few months. Our first video came out a couple days ago. It's called Scatterbrain.
Scatterbrain,
it's
cool.
KXM, with George Lynch on guitar and Ray Luzier from Korn on the drums.
Yeah.
That's
not shabby. Company.
It's our second record. And King's X is out on the road playing all the time. Yep. And we'll be working on a new record soon. We don't have dates yet, but we're in the middle of discussing, how to move forward to make a new record. Cool. Man, I have a Hendrix tribute record coming out in about 6 or 7 months. We'll tell you more about that later. I don't have a lot of information, but we tried to recreate a Hendrix album that sounded almost identical to Hendrix, but it's like, what would Hendrix do if he came back and redid like Axis As Bold As Love right now? Yeah. And so we did it and tried to do it exactly like it was. Even though probably Hendrix would want to change everything around and do it completely the opposite, but we did it more like the record, and it was a lot of fun. And I think people will enjoy just listening to it.
I think Jimmy would flip out at all the different toys and different ways you could manipulate sound these days.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's his thing.
I was actually talking with Eddie Kramer just last month.
I met Eddie. I know Eddie. I sang on a Hendrix tribute record with him.
Yeah, and just Hendrix hearing phasing or flanging for the first time blew his mind.
His stories are amazing.
Yeah. So what do you think that Jimmy would be doing if he was still alive rocking it?
I would say he would get rid of every effect and be playing straight into a Marshall with a Strat.
Maybe he would come full circle.
Yeah, come full circles after a while. Because look at all the technology. There's so much now that you just get lost in it.
Yeah.
But what do we go back to? Our fingers and that amp,
But it would have been an interesting adventure.
Watching that.
Getting back to ground
zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to hear him play through my amp.
Yeah.
Dug amp. Well, he would have loved it.
Well, he wasn't a bad bass player.
Yeah. All along the Watchtower.
Yeah. Well, a lot of stuff. A lot of things he was out there. So, King's X, you guys were sort of known for having sort of grand concepts. Is that a thing that you guys are conceptually, like when you get ready to do a new record, do you have to have some?
Honestly, here's the deal. Whenever we make a record, it's what we feel and what we're thinking at the moment. Yeah. And for some reason, when we get done with all the songs, it appears to be a concept. And so people think it's a concept. We've never, ever made a concept record, ever thought about it. We write and we just put the songs together. And we're excited after we get 10, 11, 12 songs. We get them done, then we listen to the whole record and go, oh, okay. Because we don't know what it looks like or what it is until we hear the whole record and then go, okay, I get it. And then people will go, sounds like a concept record. And we go, not really. Right. We just threw it together. We never think about things.
So do you enjoy coming to NAMM? Have you hit the floor? Have you looked at any new instruments?
I love NAMM. I've been coming here for years. This is a place where I get my attention quota filled. Okay. If you ever feel bad about yourself or your career, you're down, come to NAMM, okay? If you did anything, there'll be somebody there that'll let you know it's okay.
Hey man, it's always good to get love.
It is. It really is.
Always good.
That's all we want. Everybody wants a little love.
Are you going to be playing any shows around NAMM? Are you getting up and jamming with anybody?
King's X is playing tomorrow night at the Grove with Zach, Sabbath, and King.
Okay, well that's an unbelievable lineup.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him.
I know Zachary, my boy Zach Wild.
Yeah. Yep.
Great player.
It's going to be a fun night.
Well, thank you so much, Doug, for
You're welcome.
For joining us. And his new thing with Tech 21 is called
dUg Amp 1000.
And if you want to sound like this guy, which I'm sure if you're a bass player, you definitely want to be able to sound a little like Doug Pinnick every once in a while. You should go out and get that.
Don't let him say that. Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Bless you.